Experience tranquility. Pass into the iris.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Iris Podcast. I am Mr. Yeti. Ski Free is my dad. I'm joined by the usual cast of suspects. We have NPC, we have Thug, we have Bard, and we have Death Knot tonight. Welcome, everybody. We are excited to wrap up the Week 2 action that came and went here. Let's start it off, as we always do, with the segment known as Amp It Up, where we will dive into Week 2 in the Overwatch Tranquility community. And we'll start it right off with Death Knot. Death Knot, what did you notice this week in the Tranquility community?
There's a lot of good, really good game. I really like the Meta Rejects and Orbit game.
You should have.
I mean,
that was just quality entertainment
for obvious reasons, but I'm pretty sure it came out the way I said it. I mean, it was what, 3-1, right?
3-1.
So, yeah. You know, I don't know. that new pickup, that was a big deal. So
hey, they won a map with me in. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
so.
That's what I said too. I said they'd win with you in. So
the key thing to keep in mind is I charged a Junkrat tire faster than Nerdables did. All right, Thug, what about you?
Mine was also about Meta Rejects.
Oh God, I gotta change mine.
Now, while our good buddy Ski Free Yeti can charge that Junkrat tire. Oh, sorry, Yeti, Mr. Yeti. Sorry,
get it right.
I am so sorry.
Mr.
I don't think Tracer is the play, my guy.
Are you saying that to me?
There we go.
Right. I never played Tracer, my guy.
Oh, sorry, getting one clip by the Tracer and never feeling more out of place in your entire life.
Nope, not even slightly. I'm just gonna say this. I have to contribute here a little bit because this was my moment. Damn it! I have never felt more out of place in the entire time I have ever played Overwatch than I did in that match. I was surrounded by multiple Grandmaster players, multiple Top 500 players. I have never felt more overwhelmed in my life as an Overwatch player. I am a gold DPS.
I mean,
and it showed. It showed.
The strategy of playing Widow like Soldier was a really good one.
Was that a lot of
SMG clicks?
Was that a good idea? Because I'm not sure if it was. It was entertaining, though. We did a great job for the fans, and that's what matters. So, anyways, Thug, enough from you. Let's go to NPC.
What did I notice this week? So I'm gonna skip that one because everybody else is talking about it. I want to talk about Counter Shaded versus Tempest. The 3-2. I predicted a map 5. I predicted it to go the other way, but I was really impressed by both teams. Our Discord tier continues to be the premier tier for the community. I mean, we've got the most competitive teams and the most thrilling games in that tier. Harmony tier, it's just all over the place. And Transcendence tier is extremely lopsided, but the bulk of Discord tier is very competitive, and every single week that is the game to watch Thursday night, right here on the Tranquility Twitch channel. Thursday nights, 8:30 Eastern.
And if you watch, you get you get channel points for giveaways.
That's true.
We're giving away a t-shirt at the end of this cast, by the way. Remember to get your giveaway entries in before the comms check starts. That'll be after one of our next segments, so I will give everybody an alert beforehand, and then we will get in there and get it going. Bard, let's end with you. What did you notice this week?
So I was going to talk about Meta Rejects, but I did have a second one because I figured I'd go last and everyone would want to talk about it. So I wrote just the word battalion ? As my note, and I was really surprised that Battalion versus Exodus was not close. I mean, I'm sure that there were maps that were close in general, like how the maps themselves played out, but I don't think anyone here expected a 4-0.
No.
Even if most of us expected Exodus to win, 4-0 is like, that's a really strong showing against the team that's supposed to be your main rival going into this season. So that was really shocking for me.
Definitely. I could not agree more on that. Pinhead, by the way, thank you very much for the support. We appreciate all the giveaways there that you are doing, so we appreciate that. Let's talk about this coming week. Week 3 is kind of a big week for Stage 1 here, as teams are kind of jockeying for position, seeing where they're going to end up moving into Stage 2. Death Knot, what are you looking forward to this week?
All right, this is Brave. Oh, what am I looking forward to? Okay, so no. So this patch is so freaking weird, and like just trying to wrap my brain around it is ridiculous. I feel like a lot of people feel the same. I don't know. I think a lot of teams are going to have like different takes on it. I think there's going to be a lot of weird like comps run that we probably haven't seen in a really long time. Hit scan stupid strong, and Roadhog is just dumb. So
you're not wrong on that one. Thug, what about you? What are you looking forward to?
I'm really looking forward to seeing this. The meta is a crazy shift, and I think among all tiers, and I think we're watching a Roadhog is incredibly strong right now, and the death of the main tank per se is going to be a strange. And I think as we gain and go higher in tier, we're going to see a lot more disparity. I think a lot of teams are still going to get away on Harmony tier running like a Ryan Zarya comp or running a Sig just because it's gold plat. But once you get in Discord tier and Transcendence here, you're going to see a lot of Hog Zarya, and these big main tanks that we've been watching, we've been expecting to perform at a high level just won't be there. So it's going to be interesting. A lot of team compositions might change. The teams that have a deeper roster, maybe with 2 off tanks, might see a little more success.
NPC, what about you?
Okay, this is going to come as no surprise to anybody, but I am looking forward to tomorrow night's feature match right here on the Twitch channel. Harmony tier feature match tomorrow night. Ultraviolet versus Phantasmal. Okay, they're both 0-2 right now, and they've both only won a single map way back in week 1. Phantasmal managed to squeak out a draw last week versus Boop. I'm going to share my prediction about this a little bit later, just after the comms check, so stay tuned to the end of the podcast for that. But I'm looking forward to watching it because it's going to be pretty intense with 2 teams that are very desperate to get their first win.
All right, definitely looking forward to that match. Should be a very, very good one, too. Pretty darn good 0-2 teams going at each other here. Bard, wrap it up here. What are you looking forward to this week?
I'm looking forward to, and I'll explain this after I say it, all of the tiers essentially will be deciding one way or another who the A teams are in their tiers. And the reason I say this is because this week there is not just 1, there's not just 2, there are 5 matches where both teams going into this into the match are 2-0. So 5 teams are going to lose their first match of the season this week. And I think that just looking across the board at these matches, the winning teams of those 2-0 matches going up 3-0 are going to finish off real strong in their pools and are just going to secure themselves firmly as the best teams going into this second stage. So I want to just see, I expect some of them will be considered upsets, but I just think they're going to be super interesting games. And I want to see who can come off the back of a loss and continue forward, and which of these teams maybe don't have a super strong mental going into the later half of the stage in stage 2.
So good teams play match, do good, and win. All right, cool.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Bold. All right, so we are, speaking of bold, I know a lot of you are like, hey, bold predictions, that's your last thing, right? Well, we're going to change it up a little bit because bold predictions are kind of stale. Nobody cares. How bold can you get? Specs isn't here anymore. Nobody cares.
It's true.
Nobody cares about bold predictions. And Specs just use those to piss off people on. But here's what we're going to go ahead and say. So we're, instead of doing bold predictions right now, you have 2 options as a caster. You can bring in either a cold, hard truth, which is basically where you just kind of break it down and say, look, let's just say, look, SEAL Team Spuds, you got no shot at being an A-tier team anymore in your pool. Which, for what it's worth, might actually be true because I started 0-2. No offense. Love you guys. You're my team. So, and then you might be able to bring up a spicy hot take. Spicy hot take. That's basically what I like to call the specs. All right, let's move on then. Everybody knows what
We've
that
said
means.
his name
I
too
trust.
many times.
I did say
Missed
I
him.
acknowledge
You've
it too
said
much.
it too many times. He's
It's
gonna
like,
show up.
It's like
Yeah.
Beetlejuice. Soon
He's gonna
he'll-
appear on the podcast.
I know.
No
Soon,
one does.
soon he'll show up. Oh, he's in chat right now.
Oh,
Oh, God.
Oh
shit.
no!
Oh no, what have I done? I'm sorry, everybody. Please forgive me. Please
We're gonna
forgive
break
me.
out into Deo
All
any
right.
minute now.
All right. But basically, your spicy hot take is your hot take that's likely to get made fun of in the Discord later. Death Knight, you want to start us off here?
Okay. Yeah, this is a hot take then. I think Potatoes going undefeated the rest of the pool, and like I think they can take Pantheon and Nuke whatever.
Nuclear.
And,
Nuclear.
It's
Nuclear.
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 Maelstrom will be the closest
Nuclear.
one, but they'll take them too. So it's gonna happen. They have to.
I'm a fan of that suggestion, mind you.
Shocker.
I know. I'm some say I speed run Trank when I went from Harmony to Transcendence tier, but I decided to pick her right back in reverse. It's like when you're on Rainbow Road and you try to take a shortcut, but you end up somehow back at the beginning of that's where I'm at right now. So
Been there.
all right.
It's a reverse
Yeah.
speedrun.
all right. Thug, what do you got for me?
My hot. It's cold hard truth here, guys. Is that what it is? Cold hard truth. That was
Cold
the
hard
thing.
truth.
Okay. As long as Hog is in his form right now, Slipstream will not lose a map.
Slipstream, a Slipstream prediction.
Sorry, a match, not a map, a match.
All right.
Okay. That's
Okay,
right.
okay.
All right. I was like, wait, that was spicy.
A map.
That's very
Cold
spicy.
hard
Slipstream
truth.
did
They
show
won't
us-
lose a match.
They have shown some good Roadhogs. So we'll see.
We
More
know
like a bold
they have a
prediction.
soldier that ints a lot, but
Yeah.
I'll tell you,
Yeah, that soldier was feeding too,
That's
but they
big.
still managed to take us to map 5. That
I
was
know that was
they beat us.
That was big time.
All right.
Okay.
NPC, what do you got?
Okay. I have one of each. I'll give you a spicy hot take. If you decide it's too mild, then I'll give you the cold
All
hard
right.
truth.
All right.
All right. Here's my hot take. The team that has the winner of the Widow Headshot tournament is going to win the finals.
Wow.
In
Oh,
which tier?
so
Lot of
Potatoes are
pressure,
gonna
hey.
win.
Yes.
That's pretty good.
So basically, whatever team wins the Headshot finals is going to win the finals. That's it.
That's not very spicy. Give me the cold hard
Okay.
truth. I want.
Okay, cold hard truth.
Yeah.
This is week 3. Week 1 is like you get to know each other phase. Week 2 is okay, we know where our weaknesses are. We need to improve. Week 3 is where the players individually need to put up or shut up.
Mhm.
And there's going to be a lot of roster transactions this week. Okay, I'm serious. Teams that lose, they're like, dude, you're not improving. You're out. There's going to be a ton of roster transactions this week. I guarantee it.
No,
That is a cold hard truth.
Sorry.
Honestly, I like to call this week moving week because we saw a lot of teams get out to bad starts last season. And then they started getting hot right around week 3, week 4 of stage 1 and carried that momentum into stage 2. We saw that with flashbacks last season in the Harmony tier. That momentum is carrying to this season. So just kind of an example.
well, and to be honest,
Yeah,
a lot
Modify
of-
is a great example. Modify won the championship after they barely won week 1, lost week 2. Suddenly, boom, the chance.
Week 3 is where you either
This
find
is-
it and
right.
you get your groove, or you don't and you're out of the team.
It's even more critical right now because of the patch. Like who interprets this patch right now is going to be huge. I think having a lot of roster versatility is going to help a lot of teams. And there are some teams who I'm already seeing it. They're spending more time belly aching about the patch than they are scrimming it. So we'll see what ends up happening with
What's a
those.
scrim?
That's a thing that organized teams do where they practice. Yeah.
Oh, where you
Okay.
like work on things?
Yeah, where you work on things.
I've never done that.
No,
We
no.
work on Hanamura scraps.
No. All
Hanamura.
right. Bard, wrap it up here.
Okay, so mine is a spicy hot take because I was kind of still in the bold prediction mindset, and my spicy hot take is that when the All-Star Week rolls around and we do the podcast and 1v1s, one of us on the podcast, I'm not going to guess who because I'm not psychic, but one of us on the podcast will beat a Transcendence tier player in our 1v1 that we probably have no right beating. And then we will get to flex on them just inevitably till the end of time.
I already beat all of Orbit, so
Yeah, okay.
and
Yeah.
all I'm saying is Orbit, where you at? Okay? I'm just saying.
I'm just saying Thug v Ice.
I'm just saying, where you at? No,
Yeah, it's
Shinobu,
gonna
I know
happen.
you're watching out there.
Someone's gonna feel
What are
really
you
bad.
doing here? So I'm just
Chat knows
saying.
what's up. Chat knows what's up.
Chat knows.
All right, yeah. Thug beating Ice. Oh man, we don't want to bring
again.
no.
Again.
Hey, Thug, we've talked about this. Ice is still reeling. We gotta bring it down. We gotta bring it down a little bit. So all right. So that's the end to wrap it up. We're gonna go right into our highlight montage for the week. This one was brought to you by Falcon. One moment.
I don't wanna see you while you fall apart. Even though you told me to get back your heart, I still spin inside your orbit. Yeah. You say that I should probably start to walk away. I'm hoping that you stop and make me have to stay. Cause I'm floating in your orbit.
Okay, manga.
Yeah, I'm stuck in your space. Just my luck. Put me away, you understand. There's nothing left to say. Pull me back, take my hand. Come on, babe. You don't understand. Cause I won't walk away. Cause I don't wanna walk away. Cause I don't wanna walk away. Yeah, I'm stuck in your space. Just my luck. Put me away, you understand. There's nothing left to say. Pull me back, take my hand. I wanna leave, you understand. I wanna stay. I wanna see you while you fall apart. Even though you told me to get back your heart, still spinning inside your orbit. I should probably start to walk away. I'm hoping that you stop and make me have to stay. Cause I'm floating in your orbit. Pull me back, take my hand. Come on, babe, you understand. I wanna stay. Cause I don't wanna walk away. Yeah, I'm stuck in your space. Just my luck. Put me away, you understand. There's nothing left to say. Pull me back, take my hand. I wanna leave, you understand. I wanna stay. Cause I don't wanna walk away. Pull me back, take my hand. Come on, babe, you understand. I wanna stay. Cause I don't wanna walk away. Cause I don't wanna walk away. Cause I don't wanna walk away.
All right, thank you so much, Falcon, for that fantastic montage. We appreciate you as always. But we're gonna go ahead now and get into our next segment, and that is our weekly, or not a weekly segment of ours, but a segment we like to do every season, and that's a segment called Buy or Sell. The way that works is I will ask the panel a question. Basically, I'll break down something, and they will say buy, as in, yeah, I'd buy that, I believe it, I'm in for that, I support this. Something like that.
Sure.
Or sell. Sell means nope, wouldn't buy that. Untrue. No way. Not happening. So I'm also going to be opening this up to polls from the viewing public here. If you guys want to weigh in, it's always going to be number 1 for buy, number 2 for sell. So you guys will have the opportunity to weigh in as well. So we are going to start off in the Harmony tier, and I'm biased, so I'm going to bring them up first. Fighting Potatoes. They've struggled to get out of the gate after a strong preseason showing. They dropped 1-2 to the undefeated Doodles and 1-3 to the also undefeated Holy Jalapenos. Do you buy or sell the potatoes as a contender the rest of the season? Start off, Death Knot. Go ahead.
I mean, I'm also biased, right? So I'll buy it, obviously. I mean, to be real though, they have an awesome DPS line. Double Shield's dead now. I think they can make the new meta work for them a lot. So,
all right, Thug, what do you think here? Buy or sell?
I'm selling this one. I know a lot of great people on that team. They've won one map in 2 games. It's just not enough. I'm not feeling it. Who knows? They may kind of shift, but I'm not feeling it right now.
Shut up, Capital. NPC, go ahead.
All right. So I buy this one. I buy it. I believe. Okay. They've got after this what they got Pantheon, some other team I can't pronounce their name, and Maelstrom. And I think they win 2 out of those 3. I mean, that seems pretty likely. And of course, we're forgetting that I have now a newly relevant jersey.
Relevant,
right? It was irrelevant. It was irrelevant for a while, but now it's back.
Took it out of mothballs.
Yeah, I have the very first one of the new season. So just in case anybody wants to see it. So
that is a season 2 antique, is what that is right there.
Yeah,
the Kirby pocket jersey.
yeah.
All right, Bard, go ahead.
So I've tentatively said buy because there's 24 teams in Harmony tiers. So for me, contender is like top 10, and I think that it'll be a bit of a grind against some of the other mid to higher tier teams, but I definitely think they could hit like top 10 going into playoffs. So I'll buy them as a contender.
The adoring public disagrees, but all of you are stupid, dumb doo-doo heads, so I don't care. I'm kidding.
Said.
I love all
Fair.
of you. I love all of you. You're great. All right. Pantheon, they have quietly gotten off to a 2-0 start with wins 3-1 over both Maelstrom and Nuclear. Yojimbo has put together a really great lineup of some close friends and a few key pickups. But do you buy or sell Pantheon as an A-tier team going into stage 2?
I sell. I mean, just looking at the next couple matches they have, Potatoes and Jalapenos. I think Potatoes will be close, but Potatoes, I feel like they're due to turn things around, like I said earlier, and Jalapenos is just a better team, I think. I think they'll probably beat Doodles, though. But
Thug, what do you think?
I'm selling this one. Maelstrom and Nuclear are probably the bottom rung of that RMA pool. So this week's going to be the telltale sign for both teams. The team that comes out of this one's a team that's probably going to be A tier. I guess. I'm selling. Sell.
NPC, what do you think?
This is real conflicting for me, okay? Because I have a hard time buying into any team that has PogChamp on it. But I believe in Yoon on DPS. The trouble is there's 3 other teams in that pool. I'm looking at those teams. I can only see this team winning 1 more. That puts them at 3-2. It's over the odds. So it's all going to be up to map pool. I'm going to sell. I don't think so.
Bard,
but it's
close. Bard, what do you think?
I went with buy, and not just because I picked them in Pick Your Horse in week 1.
Yes, it is.
I think they've got. It's not no bias. I think they've got a really solid lineup, a really solid roster, and I think of the teams that they still have to face, Doodles actually I think is probably their biggest competition in the pool. I think that they definitely, no offense, Ski, I think they beat Potatoes. I think that one will be close, and I think it's like a coin toss with Jalapenos. So I'm gonna say that if there's only one team that you're theoretically losing to, then that's A tier to me.
All right. The adoring public is pretty split. A slight lead to sell, so we will see how they pan out here. Modify, on the other hand, they look to have started this season off right where they left off last season. 2 strong 4-0 wins against Slipstream and Delta Threat. Despite literally nobody in the community wanting Bard to have any success whatsoever, except for probably Bard himself, This includes his own team, mind you.
True,
The
Whitman
group
does not like him.
the rest of the group, the rest of their pool just seems to really be struggling to put up much of a fight right now. Do you buy or sell, modify the current #1 team in the Harmony tier? Death Knot.
I mean, I really don't want to, but I will. I mean, okay. Actually, I do want to because I like everybody on the team, and then there's Bard, and I like Bard, but it's Bard, you know. So, but no, for real. I mean, if they can just keep running pharmacy and getting away with it, and nobody's gonna do anything about it, even though hit scans are huge, like there's no reason not to buy. I mean,
all right, Thug, what do you think?
I buy 100%. The team's firing on all cylinders. They look. It's just like it's a continuation of last season, so that I'm 100% buy on Modify. They're looking phenomenal.
NPC.
Okay, can we kick Bard off before I say this? Because
Oh god.
all right, actually, I'm gonna buy for now. The thing is that the teams in their pool are really weak. Okay, Get Off My Land, Slipstream, Nocturnal, Void. They're all like 125 below the SR average. Okay, at least. They've already beat the team with the highest SR, Delta Threat, right? And they're probably going to win the rest of the stage. It's not a big deal, but it puts them as the top seed for Harmony tier, and it probably locks them into the playoffs. But there are teams outside of our pool that can take them down, and it's going to happen on the other side of the bracket.
It's going to be interesting to say the least. The public comes in, or I'm sorry, Bard. I'll let you answer, I guess.
I sell. Because I'm on the team.
He's got a point.
That's valid.
He's
That's
He's
valid.
got a
Yeah,
point,
that's
folks. All right, the public seems to be very much in Modify's corner, which is by a score of 8-3 in that poll. Pretty surprising if you ask this potato here. Holy Jalapenos, they're off to a strong start as well this season. They're 2-0 with a new DPS, Teddy Fresh, who is standing out right now as a potential star in the tier. Do you buy or sell the Holy Jalapenos making their 3rd straight Harmony tier finals?
I'm selling this one just because I think it'll likely be like flashbacks and Modify. I mean, from just what I see so far, I think there's just tougher teams than Jalapenos.
Thug, what do you think?
Much to everyone's surprise, I'm going to buy. And then immediately return it for false advertising. I haven't seen what this team's capable of. They beat Maelstrom week 1. Yeah, sure, great. And then they beat who they beat week 2. They beat Potatoes.
Someone.
And Potatoes. What they didn't have to play probably arguably the least successful player. So we'll see what happens this week. This is going to be a big tell for them, but I bought it and then immediately returned it.
That's an interesting choice there. All right,
Yeah.
NPC, what do you got?
Okay, I'm gonna buy it and then sell it for more than I paid for it.
Nice.
I'm gonna sell. Actually, I agree with Thug here. It's week 3. It's too early to be talking about finals. This is the put up or shut up week for players and for teams.
Yep.
We haven't really seen. I don't think we've seen the Jalapenos at their full power. And if they can actually coordinate together as players, then they're going to be a little stronger. But honestly, there are so many good teams in other parts of the bracket, other pools, other brackets that we just haven't seen them play.
Right.
That saying that they're going to be in the finals, no.
Bard, last but not least, what do you got?
I'm gonna sell as well. I think that last season they got kind of lucky on the side of the bracket they ended up on in playoffs, and I think they're not gonna get nearly as lucky this season. I think this season as well, there's more competitive teams than there were last season. So I think that inevitably it's a fact that they'll come up against at least one of these really solid, really strong teams in playoffs. And I think that their playoff run will probably get ended before the finals.
And the public agrees on the sell, just barely, 58% going sell. We are going now to Jetpack Cats, off to as well a 2-0 start. Wins over Ultraviolet and Phantasmal, who are both currently winless. They are led by Blood Hungry and Kiddo up front. The team has an excellent DPS player, Sensa, who is showing chops as a potential MVP candidate. Do you buy or sell the Jetpack Cats? Are they a championship contender?
I mean, sure. It's it's kind of like like the same thing with saying jalapenos are going to be in the finals. There's just a lot of good teams, and I mean, yeah, they're doing really good. I think they beat Ultraviolet and Phantasmal. I mean, are they really strong teams in that pool? I don't know. But I mean, yeah, they have a chance. Sure.
Bug, what about you? What do you think?
I buy this one. The team's looking really strong. What I'm most impressed about is they have a good understanding of their own capabilities. They know how to fit themselves into the meta and what their team can do. So, and I think the really successful Harmony tier teams do that. They know what their capabilities are. So Jetpack Cats is a big buy for me.
NPC, what do you got?
As much as I love that team, I think I'm gonna sell this for the reasons I just talked about the jalapenos, and Death Knot touched on it too. Ultraviolet and Phantasmal aren't exactly the yardstick to measure your team's performance. Okay, I can't. We're gonna have to wait until stage 2 before I can make a judgment on the Jetpack Cats. But I mean, I like seeing what they've got so far. But picking them for finals championships, oof, that's going to be tough. Top 10, yeah, sure, maybe even top 5. I'll buy that. But championship material, I can't tell right now.
Bard, what do you think?
I'm going to buy this one, mainly because it says championship contenders, and I think that Jetpack Cats can definitely have a run in the playoffs and be a team that is seriously looking for a fight. But I think for Jetpack Cats in particular, it'll be a slugfest. I think they might be one of those teams that ends up going up against jalapenos and maybe knocking them out. But I think that, again, we haven't seen them against super strong teams, so they're going to have to really slug it out with some of the more mid to high tier teams to prove that they do belong in those finals and that they are championship contenders.
All right. 75% for Jetpack Cats being a championship contender. Continuing to work our way through Harmony tier. We have a team brand new to the community, D2 Cuties. They are also off to that quiet 2-0 start. We're seeing so many of these teams in Harmony tier get off to. They're led by the community newcomer Tubes. This team is ready to stake its claim near the top of the Harmony tier. But do you buy or sell the D2 Cuties as a contender in the Harmony tier?
No. Sell. I think there's just too many good teams. I mean, to be able to tell. I don't think we've seen enough. We haven't seen them beat a really like a solid team that we know is really good yet. So sell for now.
Bug, what about you?
I'm gonna buy this one. They're quietly putting together a really solid start. They're not flashy. They're not making big splashes. It feels like Modify from last season. They're just kind of under the radar going through this. So I'm gonna buy this one.
NPC, what about you?
I'm gonna sell it again. Their victories have been very narrow, right? Both of their games ended 3-1s, almost went to map 5 a couple of times. And their real test is going to start this week with Boop. I mean, and then it's going to end when they face the Jetpack Cats, which we just talked about. So, it's Jetpack Cats, a very, very strong team. This is where the D2 Cuties are going to start to feel some pressure from their previous wins.
Bard, what do you think?
I'm going to buy this one for a couple reasons, but mainly because they run some really super fun and interesting and unique comps that have not been hit by this recent meta change.
Yeah.
So I think that they're going to be able to keep playing what they're comfortable with without having to really worry about the meta for a while. And I think that that's going to put them in a really solid spot going into playoffs, and a solid spot going into playoffs can ride you right to the finals in some situations. So I'd say, yeah, they're a contender.
Definitely. All right. Let's see here. Poll came up 70% in favor of them being a contender this season. One of the final questions here in the Harmony tier. Flashbacks. They came off their preseason championship with wins over Venom Cheese and Excel. Both those teams yet to find victory here. They do seem to be poised to finish stage 1 undefeated as well. However, Miami Yikes have shown up. They got 2 wins over Excel and Jersey Boys to their name. Miami Yikes coming out of nowhere. Buy or sell. Are the Miami Yikes a threat to the Flashbacks in this pool? Let's start it off here. Death Knot, what do you got?
I'm saying sell just because I think I don't think Flashbacks have like a whole lot of threats right now. I think they're probably like one of the top 2 teams to look at. They're just really, really good. And yeah, I mean, Excel, Jersey. I don't know. What have we seen from Jersey Boys? I mean, Excel kind of, I guess, what it was a 2-1 versus Flashback, so that is kind of close, I guess. But nah, I don't know. I don't think there's a lot of threats for Flashbacks right now.
Doug, what do you got?
I'm gonna sell this one. If it was a different team you picked to contend with them, I would have probably bought it. But I don't see Miami Yikes as that team.
Who do you see as that team?
The Royals.
Oh,
Royals
right.
are the team I see that's going to contend with that Indigo B pool.
All right, NPC, what do you got?
Oh, God, I wish Miami Yikes had done their homework so I could be wearing their shirt right now instead. Because they just clearly have the better logo, and I think that's what wins games. But unfortunately, I have to sell this because I just don't see them doing it. I mean, it's clear that Flashbacks do their homework. I mean, and I wish I could say that, but no, there's just not a threat at the moment.
And Bard, what do you think?
I'm going to buy this one as a threat. I'm not buying this one thinking that Flashbacks are going to lose. I do think that they can bring enough to bring a fight to Flashbacks, and I think if Flashbacks get caught slipping, then Miami Yikes could definitely beat them, but I still think they lose to Flashbacks.
And the public agrees on the sell line here. 80% going in favor of sell for that one. All right, final Harmony tier question. We do have this one here. This is important to me. There's a lot of great DPS players that have taken the spotlight in Harmony tier. However, as a tank player, I have to say we're an underrepresented bunch, especially with this upcoming patch. Main tanks, one love. Buy or sell a tank player winning MVP in the Harmony tier. What do you think here, Death Knot?
Nope. I mean, have you seen the new patch?
Shut up!
Main tanks don't exist anymore,
Tank
and
players,
Roadhog's a DPS. I mean, if it happens, maybe it's Beastman because he's pretty cracked and he's an off tank player, right? So,
Doug, what do you think?
I'm buying this one, man. It's not going to be a main tank player, but a really good Roadhog can absolutely run roughshot over people with plat and gold awareness. I am one of them. It happened a lot. Watch out for a little guy named Red Raju from Slipstream.
All right.
Yeah.
And
You heard it here first.
NPC, what about you?
I also buy this. I mean, we're drastically underrepresented. I mean, we don't talk about tanks enough, and the casters don't talk about tanks. Nobody mentions tanks ever. Okay,
It's true.
And if the Harmony tier MVP
It's true.
is going to be based on just the number of votes and it's a popularity contest, then I already know who's going to win. It's a tank player who will that time be an all-star. Say it with me for the 4th time, back to back.
To back.
Yeah.
Bard save us. I never thought I'd say that, but Bard save us.
I actually do buy this one. And I think we're actually going to see a main tank player take MVP here because I think we're going to see a main tank player prove that main tanks aren't dead at the Harmony tier level, especially. So I'm going to say that
Not
it's
yet.
a main tank I've seen quite a bit of. I think it's going to be Instante. He's well known in the community. He's a great guy. A lot of people love
Who?
playing with him. He hosts Pugs in
Who?
a different server, so a lot of people know him, and he's just cracked out of his mind. So I'm gonna say, man, I'm gonna say Instante.
I have no idea who that is.
He
What
plays
team does
on
he play
a
for?
he plays on a team that you might.
Oh, got it.
Oh, that explains a lot.
Maintain's
Yeah.
dead. Sorry.
All right. All
I
right.
know.
And the adoring public thinks that main tanks are dead as well. 55% saying sell on that one here. All right. Let's take it up to the Discord tier now, guys. We have Not My Meta. That's right. Not My Meta. They're around. It's weird. They were around briefly in season 4 off season, and then
in
they
the
just
off season of season 4.
they were
Yep.
there for like a week, and then they deleted the Twitter. It happened, and then it didn't. Not My Meta. They are a team with Tranquility Community All-Stars, they entered with an 0-1 record. They took a big 4-0 debut win over Blink Strike. The team has several players on off roles, such as the Needle on tank, HQC, and Telm Jacan on DPS. So it's an interesting lineup, but they do have former All-Stars Impers, Trolls, Boring, and Trash Rodent rounding out this roster. Do you buy or sell Not My Meta as the favorite to be the top team in Aurum B pool? What do you guys think?
I'm selling just because anytime you get 4-0'd, it's hard to, say you're a favorite. So I think they have a lot harder teams coming up too. So I think they'll be in the middle.
That first week was from a previous team that dropped out. They inherited that record.
Oh, okay.
They made a 4-0 victory on their first game that they actually
Mm.
played. So they have
Okay.
not gotten 4-0. It was the
That's
previous
true.
team that had to
Okay.
forfeit that game.
Well, maybe. I don't know. Maybe. I still think they're going to be in the middle, personally.
All right. Thug, you disappeared, but are you still there? Okay, I can see you now.
Yeah, I'm here. Can you see me? Hey, I'm back. I sell this one. Just for fun is different than off rolls. Off rolls really it can mess with people's head. I know. Look at DDoS last season. But just for fun is going to be different. So we'll see. I'm going to sell it for now. I just don't think that's the team out of that people.
Thank you, slideshow of Thuggington. NPC, what do you think?
I'm gonna buy it. Okay, you had me at HQC. Okay, they may not be the favorite, but they are my favorite. As tier director, those teams are my children, and I'm not supposed to have a favorite, but of course I do. All right, this team they're full of great people. There to have fun, playing on off rolls, adding Impers to this team makes Not My Meta the undead battery of Discord tier this season. Okay.
So they lose in heartbreaking fashion in the finals?
Yes, but they get to the finals.
All right. That's true.
That's still a top tier team. Yeah.
I'm just saying they start off with an 0-1. The team before them disbands. They come back together. It's the tale as old as time. Bad news bears. I love to see it, and they have HQC. So
True. Bard, finish us off here.
I'm gonna sell this one. I like Not My Meta going into this, but I think they still have to play. I believe they still have to play Heckin' Habaneros and Flying Lions. I can't remember what team beat the team that they took the spot of, but they're in a pool with Heckin' Habaneros, Flying Lions, and One Tricks, who I think are all three teams that can give Not My Meta a run for their money just in matchups. So I'm going to sell this one tentatively. I think if they win all of these games against those teams, then for sure they're a 100% a favorite going in playoffs and stage 2.
And the public who is starting to vote less, start voting, people. We have 77% in the favor of sell on that one. So let's take it now to Barbados. Barbados, they have struggled to get off to a start that a lot of people expected, especially with Tranquility veterans, Takanam and Evates on that team. Lots of strong newcomers as well. They've fallen so far to Gamma, who's looked really good. Lightspeed also looking pretty good. They have matches coming up against Tempest, Bird Society Hawks, and Countershaded in the coming weeks. All three of those teams have had their tastes of victory. Do you buy or sell Barbados being able to turn it around? Do you think they could sweep the rest of the stage? A bit of a bold take there, but do you see Barbados turning it around?
I gotta sell it just because I like sweeping. You know, that's a tall order, man. Especially against Tempest, Bird Society Hawks, like all those teams. Those are like probably the better teams that they're about to face. And we just saw what Counter Shaded, did. They looked really good. So, yeah, I can't buy that.
Thug, what do you think?
Hell yeah, I'm buying. Mainly because I don't want to be wrong, because that was my team. So,
oh, that's right. That's
believe Barbados.
We're gonna have an update, by the way, next week about the current buy or sell or pick your horse standings, so we can see who is most likely to have severe digestive problems. NPC, what do you think?
As tier director, the Discord tier teams are my children, okay? But Barbados, he's that child that I forgot and left at the store and drove home and didn't realize he was missing until I got home and then had to go back to the store to pick him up because they called.
You're a horrible father.
I forgot they exist, okay?
Ouch.
I gotta sell this one. I'm sorry. They gotta make some changes. I don't know if it's internally or whatever. We've seen amazing plays come out of Tempest and Counter Shaded last week.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen the Bird Society Hawks, a very strong team. I see them ending the stage 0-5, but that gives them an opportunity to play in the weaker pool in stage 2 and redeem themselves. They have that chance. I just wish they would take it. What's their names again? Barbados. Yeah, that's. Yeah.
You forgot their name. You left them at the grocery store. They were sitting in the freezer aisle where it's cold and all. They were out of Egos. It's just the worst.
With this weather, I want to stay in the freezer aisle.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, Colorado's hot.
That's fair. Bard, wrap it up here.
I'm going to sell this one. I think that they have the 3 strongest teams in their pool left to play in Bird Society Hawks, Tempest, and Counter Shaded. I think that potentially, though, I wrote down earlier that I think they potentially take 2 of these maps. I'm going to go back on that. I think they potentially take 1 of these matches, and then there's like a coin flip on another one, and then they definitely lose the third. So definitely not a reverse wave coming out of them.
66% taking sell on that one from the community on this. Get your votes in, guys. We go to Tailwind now. Tailwind, they are off to a 2-0 start. Wins over Joey Esports 4-0, winning a nail biter over my team, SEAL Team Spuds, 2-1. They just lost Phoenix Flare, but now they've added Tranquility All-Stars, Zuby 3, or Zuby. Say Zuby, don't say Zuby 3. Zuby. Jay Vice, and just most recently, Monica. This is a stacked roster right now. They have matches left against 2-0 aces featured this Thursday on the Tranquility Communities stream right here. Praxis and Supernova. Do you buy or sell Tailwind? Are they going to go undefeated this stage? Death Knot, you just played them. What do you think?
I mean, okay. I'm selling like everything, but that's like undefeated.
You're just frugal.
Man.
You're frugal. It's okay.
Yeah, it's I think they beat Praxis. They picked up Manaka, and Manaka subbed for us in a scrim, and she was freaking awesome. So yeah, that's a really good pickup. But I don't know. I don't think they can beat Aces. I think Supernova has a big chance to beat them too. So yeah.
Thug, what do you think?
I'm selling this one. I just to go undefeated is going to be tough. I think Ace is going to stand in their way, knock them down, but it could be they're losing at the right time at that point. I could see them going 4-1. I just don't see the 5-0.
NPC, what do you think here?
This is probably bold. I'm going to buy it. Tailwind just added a lot of talent. Okay, my only concern here is that their roster might be a little too large for consistent performance. It's a distinct possibility that they win the next 3 games as long as they keep their attitudes up and keep having fun. I'm talking to you, Climate.
You just
That's
went
a
full,
dad-
you
that's a
went full
dad
NPC
looking
dad on that one.
Damn,
Somebody clip that, tag Climate on the Discord, please. Just make sure we have that for him.
Boy, oh boy.
They played air hockey against each other once. Interesting. Bard, what about you?
I am buying this one with a prerequisite condition onto it that
like a warranty.
if they lose, their next match against Aces, they'll lose at least one more match in this
wow.
stage. So I think that Tailwind are in a really good spot to just sweep this stage. But if they do lose to Aces, I think they go down another match.
And the one thing I will say with Tailwind is their DPS lineup is really good. Adding in J-Vice is a huge pickup for that team. You know, Monica, we all know insane support, no question.
Nuts. Super nuts.
The question that I have right now is that tank line. Their tank line, Climate and Zuby, you know, we know they're both talented players in their own right, but Zuby selecting to an off role to do this. Climate, we've seen him be very talented, but we've also seen him struggle at times in the big clutch situations. I'm not saying Climate can't do it because we know the talent's there. There's no question about that.
Absolutely.
But the big question I think remains with Tailwind, can that tank line hold up? I think that's the key thing there. That's my little take I'm inserting in on Tailwind. But I do think I'm going to personally buy this just from the bench here. And I do see that the public agrees as well. 77% say, yes, we buy that on that one. Their Tailwind going undefeated. Aces, they have gotten off to a 2-0 start as well. They took down Supernova 3-2. They took down Joey Esports 4-0. There's really nothing else known about these guys. They're brand new to the community. They came in right at the last possible moment. These guys are basically brand new. We don't know what to expect with Aces. Nobody really does. But I think everybody's wondering, are these guys for real? Tune in Thursday. You might be able to get a good look at them. But do we believe the Aces are a championship contender? Do you buy or sell? What do you think here, Deathknot?
I think they're good. I mean, because I think Supernova is a good team, and if they made that close, like, I mean,
They were
and
won
won,
that one too.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's like I want to buy it because I do think they're probably really good, but I'm just gonna have to sell it because I don't know much about them personally. So, but I think there's there's a possibility, yeah, for sure.
Thug, what about you?
I'm 100% buying this one. That's a solid ass team to reverse sweep somebody, go down 0-2 and to take halftime and then come back and storm your way to victory. That's some like stage changing stuff. 4-0 Joey Esports. I don't think Joey Esports is that good. However, I'm buying this one. I think they have a really good shot, and I think they're probably a top 5 team in Discord.
Now, it's worth noting, Joey Esports did come out of GGNA this past season with I believe, a finals appearance, or did they win it all? I'm trying to remember. It was the 3,000 bracket, so they are playing up in the Discord tier. There's no doubt about that. So I think that might be hurting against them. But this team has experience with some chops. You know, the same with I talked about Dumpster Divers before. Teams like that you can't ignore. SR difference might be there, but there's a lot of team chemistry that is definitely worth talking about. NPC, what about you?
Aces has some experience too. They came from another tournament as an existing team. So they've got some chemistry. They're new to us, but they're definitely not a new team.
Right.
I'm really torn on this one because I think we're clashing on the difference of contender for championship, because I'm thinking contender means they're going to make it to the finals, and if that's the case, I'm going to sell top 5, maybe, yeah, probably, but actually making it to the finals, they're strong. But look, a map 5 isn't exactly decisive victory.
Right.
Okay, they're not God Hand over here or something. They're not Exodus. They're struggling. They're doing it, but they're struggling. And there's a lot of talent in Discord tier, and it's a long road to the finals. So if I see making it all the way, probably not.
Public polls tied. Who's going to break that tie here? Bard, what do you think?
I have said bye. This is coming off of last season where I played on the unknown team on Modify, and we came all the way through and won. So I think that it's really not a smart move to sleep on teams just because they're newer or they're unknown. So I'm gonna buy just because I think that we're gonna have another unknown winner.
And the public agreed on that one. Buy was the 57% ahead of sell on that. Let's go now to Exodus. Exodus, your Season 4 champions, known as Airstrike at the time. They started the stage 8-0 across all maps. They haven't dropped one yet. Confidence is at a high. 4-0 win over Battalion. The preseason champs looked very, very good in that match. They're returning almost their entire championship roster from last season, including Cryptic Force, Cactus, Placebo. But the standout performer, we brought in Poochie, who's looked very, very flashy. But in my opinion, the standout performer for that team is Panda Games. We see the names change to Stand Panda Games in chat. Everybody else, buy or sell, is it time we all stand Panda Games as the one of the top MVP candidates here in the Discord tier? Death Knot.
I will never stan anyone, but
Just like the kids say, it's fine, Death Knot.
but I'll
It's lit, fam. That's what the kids
but
say
I'll
too,
I'll
right?
buy it just because he's pretty nuts, man. That grab deflect was really fun to watch. So yeah.
The entirety of Owlet agrees, by the way, if you look in chat. I just want to point that out. Anyways, Thug, what do you think?
That's a big buy for
That's a
me,
big-
man.
yeah.
I'm gonna buy myself a Panda Game shirt here because it has a Z in it, and that means you're cool. If like
Yeah,
if you go
yeah.
like AOL Instant Messenger, if you had a
Yeah.
Z in your name, it was really cool.
There's an X and then a capital X.
Oh yeah, dude.
Oh,
Yeah.
Some underscores.
Maybe if you're lucky.
Edgy. NBC, what do you got?
This is the exception for my too early to call shtick. I'm gonna buy it. I mean, Exodus has everything they need to win right there. I even went on Twitter and made a proclamation that if Exodus wins the finals, I'm gonna send each player on that team a Rogue Energy starter kit. Okay, I'm only sending kits to the OG Ride or Die Exodus players. Okay, mid-season additions that jump on the bandwagon because their team can't win. They don't qualify. Okay, Ride or Die Exodus players only. Okay. But just because I'm not sending them a kit doesn't mean they have to miss out on a good deal. They can always save 10% by using promo code NPC on Rogue Energy. That's
Very nice.
It's always the thing, you know,
Classic
they could do.
NPC.
Classic
Classic
NBC.
self promotion.
All right, Bard, what about you?
Yep, Panda.
All right, that's a buy from Bard there. The public agrees in spades with only one vote against Panda Games being an MVP candidate. At the end of the season, we'll be wondering if that one person was indeed a prophet or
Hashtag
insane.
Creamery was wrong.
Apparently, that's what the hashtag is going to be. All right, let's get to your next poll here, guys, and that is Battalion and Exodus. Again, talking about Exodus, they still appear to be the class of the tier right now based on early performance. Do you buy or sell this? This will be your finals matchup in Discord. Battalion, Exodus, buy or sell. What do you think here, Death Knot?
Yeah, I think I called this last week, so yeah, I buy it, and I still think Battalion can take it. I mean, yeah, they kind of got rolled or whatever, but hey, they're a new team. They're just putting everything together, and I think by the end they'll be a much better matchup. So,
Doug, what about you?
That's a hard sell for me. I see Exodus there. I see Exodus is leaps and bounds better than the rest. But I don't see Battalion sticking through it. I think that team's gonna have a lot of roster issues. The team's gonna it's gonna disintegrate and then rebuild and then disintegrate and rebuild, and then NPCs are gonna have to come and try to save it and then yell at a bunch of people, and then he'll quick it off by land. It's gonna be a whole thing.
Sounds really familiar.
Yeah, so I just don't see Battalion existing in a literal sense at the end of the season.
Ouch.
Damn,
Yikes.
bro.
Wow.
Dude. Somewhere
Okay.
PDK is actually just shed a tear, and I don't even think he's watching the stream. So,
That's because he got grounded.
true. NBC, what do you think here?
Okay, look, if this was like a standard single bracket tournament where the number 1 seed and the number 2 seed start in separate parts of the bracket and then they meet up,
Yes.
yeah, I buy it. But I have to sell it right now. It's the most anticipated match of the season, and the way our multi-tier tournament and brackets work, they'd have to end up on opposite sides of the bracket and to both end up in the finals.
yeah.
So this is a situation where we're going to see the best 2 teams in the tier play in the quarterfinals or something. And I mean, we've seen it happen before. And if the stars just don't align for these 2 teams, there's a ton of other teams out there. Tailwind could probably take it to the finals. Even Prodigious right now has the exact same record as Exodus. Okay. So there's a lot of talent out there. And I can't say that I'll see them in the finals just because the way our bracket, It's RNG. Bless RNG, Brad.
Bard, wrap it up.
Let me.
No, they're
spin
not
the
in it
tragic
anymore.
Tale of Battalion. I think that they are going to come off of this loss and really improve as a team, push it together, get stronger and stronger going into playoffs, Rocky montage style, and then round of 8, they're going to run right into Exodus immediately in the playoffs and get knocked out, and it's just going to be tragic. F and chat everywhere. So I'm gonna sell.
All right, that's fine. All right, we'll go ahead and wrap the Discord tier there, guys. The public came in 90.9% saying sell on this one. By the end of this thing, we'll all be wondering if Pro Gamer was correct. But I guess Pro Gamer was right. Hashtag could be the hashtag after all. So I guess we'll find out on that one. Let's take it to your next tier here. That is the Transcendence tier. Otaku Empire. They are sitting at 2-0. They're carrying on the legacy of their namesake, the Season 2 champions Otaku. They started off with wins over Tempo and the newest team to the Transcendence tier, Dirt. Dropped only one map so far in a group where all signs point to God Hand as the favorite, which they do definitely in the Aurum tier, or in the Aurum pool. Buy or sell Otaku Empire as the other team in the top 2 coming out of this pool. Go ahead, Death Knot.
Yeah, I buy it. I think Otaku's really good. I think they're number 2. Yeah, I don't think they can be number 1, but yeah, for sure.
Doug, what do you think?
I'm gonna sell, and mainly because when a team has a power of anime on their side, but not God, because God Hand exists, they don't have the power of God and anime on their side. That's gonna be a hard sell.
That's
True.
Hey guys,
Damn.
it's
I didn't
science.
think of
That's
that.
just science, honestly.
But I mean, if God is number 1 power, then anime has to be number 2.
All right, NPC,
Oh,
what do you
yeah,
think
there you
here?
Yeah, we're not talking about number 1. We're talking about the number 2 spot.
Okay,
Right.
Okay.
okay.
I'm gonna sell it. This week's matchup is gonna be close though. Otaku has a strong team, but I mean, Lucid, you got Normac, you got Soli. You can't count those people out yet. Okay, I've said it before. This is the week of roster transactions. Otaku, I feel like they have the players they want. They're not going to be making too many changes. But other teams, like No Name, for example, they're going to be making some money moves with their roster.
Don't you dare.
And then the next week they're going to put Otaku to the test. Okay. And that game is going to decide what team is 2-3 and what team is 3-2, because that's what's going to happen. I feel like No Name and Otaku are both going to be 2-2 at that point, and by the time they face each other at the very end, that's going to be the decider of who's up tier and who's bottom tier.
Bard, what about you?
I'm gonna buy this one because I think Otaku look really solid, and I think Lucid again is the team that I would also say has a chance to turn it around, but I don't think theoretically they can make it back to a top 2 spot after going down 2, because I think Otaku really probably only lose to God Hand. So I'm gonna say, yeah, Otaku can hit that second spot.
And the public says sell on this one, 66% in favor of sell. Otaku Empire, not the second team or top 2 team in Aurum. Lucid, on the other hand, they have not gotten off to that good start. They are featured as well in the upcoming Friday matchup here. They've lost their first 2. You can't ignore this roster, though. Tranquility veterans, Soli, Normac, Aurora. There's a May 1 trip named Poggers on there, too. But can this team bounce back? They have matches left against Otaku Empire. We've already talked about that. They have Dirt coming up, the newest team to the Tranquility community, and Tempo, who has looked good. Do you buy or sell Lucid? Do they win? Let's give them 1. Do they win more than 1 the rest of the stage?
Yeah, I'm buying it because this is. I think Widow's going to be the deciding factor here, and Sully's insane. So, I think they beat Dirt and Tempo, and I think Otaku's close. They might beat them too, maybe. So yeah, I think Meta's gonna go in their favor. I think.
Bug, what do you think?
I'm gonna buy that. I think they're gonna figure it out. Like they said, they have a lot of veterans on the team. I think they'll figure it out. A lot of other teams are gonna have a lot of roster movement, but I'm gonna buy this one.
NBC, what about you?
I agree with Thug here. I'm going to buy roster transactions inbound for teams like Dirt and Tempo. I feel like Lucid has the core teams they're looking for. I mean, the other teams are going to be rebuilding, trying to find new synergy with new roster, and they're just going to be like, GG, go again in the next stage. Lucid's definitely going to get 2 out of those 3.
And Bard, finally you.
I'm gonna buy too. I don't think that this one's much of a question. I think there's definitely at least 2 teams coming up that they can beat. So I it's an easy buy for me.
66% of the public agree that is a buy. Let's take it now to another team who has not had the start they'd be looking for here. I'm sorry. That's the next one. Pardon me. The Orem Pool, they have in the Transcendence here, they have strong-looking newcomers. We've already covered Otaku Empire. Talked a little bit about Tempo. Newest team, No Name, looking really good as well. Every one of them is challenging for that top 2 finish in the pool. All matches, and all of these teams, by the way, have matches against the current frontrunner in the tier, more than likely, God Hand. Now, God Hand just put Rocket on leave of absence, who's not going to be back for the remainder of this stage. Big hit for them. See how that plays out. But all 3 of these teams have matches with God Hand yet to play. They've been firmly in control of every match so far. If you've watched any of their streams, they've literally been spawn camping. It's insane how good this team is playing right now. Do you buy or sell? Do any of these teams, do any of them take a map? Not just win a match. Do any of them take a map off of God Hand? What do you think here? That thought.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, they're really, really good, but I don't think they can just be perfect. I think Otaku takes a map or 2, honestly, especially with Rocket gone. I didn't even know that, so that's like a huge thing. I mean, Mini's crazy, but still.
Doug, what about you? What do you think?
So are we buying somebody takes a map off?
Buying that somebody would take a map off them, yes.
My notes, I'm like, I wrote this, but that's... So I'm going to buy this, and I think it's going to be Otaku. This feels a lot like us talking about Havoc last season in Trans Tier, and eventually I think they're just going to get bored. Not going to lie. But I'm 100% going to buy someone's going to take a map, and it's Otaku.
NPC, what do you think?
I agree with the other 2. GDH may be going downhill, okay, but unless teams make major changes in the next week, they're not going to win more than 1 map. But the team that has a chance is Otaku. I mean, predicting at best a map 5 loss for the Super Saiyans, but that they're going to take 2 maps at least.
Bard, what do you think?
Yep, God.
All right, the public agrees. 90% saying buy. Somebody will squeak some maps off of God Hand. Let's see here. Next is, well, Thug, what team?
Pogfish.
Their stage 1 has been perfect. 2 4-0s against Good Boys and Twilight Foxes. They have a match next week against Meta Rejects looming. Meta Rejects just recently lost one of their key players in Mr. Yeti. But they also have Clovers and Arctic coming around the corner as well. Do you buy or sell Pogfish? Are they an A-tier team?
Yeah, I'm buying it. I think they look really strong. I don't think they're going to win to Meta Rejects, but I think they can beat the rest, yeah. I think they're a really strong team.
Thug, do I need to ask?
I do not have, I will mortgage my house to buy this that many times. Hogfish. You guys, you should have jumped on the bandwagon last season. Hogfish.
You preemptively jumped knowing this season was coming.
Oh,
you jumped right on to Yeater's. I'm seeing him in the chat. So you jumped right on Yeater's back, and you're just like, take me home.
Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go, Pogfish. All right. And hey, you know what? Great logo, too. Great logo. I bought the shirt. I bought the shirt. It confused the hell out of my daycare provider when I showed up to my daycare with that on my shirt. But you know what? I laughed and laughed and laughed. NBC, what about you? What do you think?
Okay, so I just realized you said that the Meta Rejects had lost Mr. Yeti, and I realized that my jersey actually has your maiden name on it.
So that makes it even. That's my father's name.
Yeah, your maiden name. I got it. So anyway, I'm gonna buy this. I think Pogfish have a lock on tier A. Like even if they lose, it'll be close, and map differential is gonna make the difference. They got a lock on tier A at this point.
Bard, what do you think?
Bye. Thug, say the word.
Yeah, that's it. That's all you gotta know.
He's
Cool.
asking you to say it.
Next.
Say it.
He missed the opportunity to say it.
Yeah.
I diverted my time so he could say the word. And
Yeah,
then,
that's true.
Pogfish.
All right.
there we go.
Thank you. We have our first unanimous poll. Everybody is jumping on the Pogfish bandwagon, and it is
Hashtag no one was right.
hashtag no. Everybody was right. It could be.
Hashtag everybody was wrong.
It could.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be hashtag everybody.
No,
was
that's
wrong.
not true. They will be right.
It's true. It's true.
I have decreed it.
That said, tough match this week. Meta Rejects is a good team. We'll see how that one pans out with this one here. I'm really looking forward to that match. That's a spider. There's a big fucking spider that just came right down here. And I just like, ah! Sorry, it just scared
Ski,
me.
don't swear at the spider.
I know, I should have made a dolphin noise or something instead of swearing. Anyways,
Dolphins, natural predators of spiders.
it's
It'll
true.
scare it right
It's
off.
true. It's true. Ah, it's on my hand. Let's see here. All right, we got a couple more questions here. Folklore Gaming, they've not had the start they're looking for. It's only going to get. It's looking a lot worse for them, honestly. Meta Rejects, Orbit, and Good Boys in the remaining weeks here for Folklore Gaming. Scary, scary, scary opponents coming up for Folklore. Do you buy or sell Folklore winning one or more matches the rest of the stage?
I don't like dooming a team like that. That's just so depressing. But I mean, I think they could win against Good Boys. That's maybe. I'll buy it. I don't want to be super depressive on that. Come on, guys, win.
Take a
Let's
stand. Thug.
Come on, win.
Thug, what do you think?
I'm selling this. I can't see it, man. They have little if. It's a slight. It's a very small chance. It's slim, so I got to play the margin, the probabilities here, and I got to sell.
NPC, what about you?
Okay, I buy one win. It's possible. I also wrote down it'll probably be against Good Boys. Okay, if Folklore want to win, I think they need to trim down their 9-man roster into something like 7 or 8 just to have a good backup, but focus on synergy with your starters. Good Boys only have 6 players, and one of them is Capital, so it's more like 5.5.
Quarter.
Okay.
True.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason they even have a chance is because Twitch Prime subscriber and sub giveaway champion Pinhead is taking up the slack on support there. So, and they have consistent synergy with those 6. So, like I said, if Folklore, if you want to win, trim down your roster a little bit. Just maybe have somebody go on leave of absence a couple of games or something. Just focus on your core 6, and then see what you can do.
All I'm saying is, I will say this. I personally sell this, but I will say if Good Boys continue to try to cash in scrim bucks over Discord teams on Twitter anymore, I'm probably going to continue to laugh at them.
Yeah,
And
but you know what?
I'll never be able to take a team seriously that cashes in scrim bucks over Discord tier teams. Just saying.
Yeah, I've talked to like a lot of teams, and apparently all of our teams in all the tiers are undefeated in scrims.
All right.
It's a weird thing. Like all of
Get
them.
off my land is undefeated in scrims.
That's true. I mean, we're all undefeated in scrims. I don't know. I don't know
Bard,
how
what do you
anybody
think?
could possibly
Bard,
lose.
what do you think?
I got 3 words for Folklore. GG, go next.
All right. And
Sorry,
poll
guys.
comes 87% in the favor of Sal. Not a lot of faith right now in Folklore. We'll see if they can turn it around. One of our last question. I know there's one more on the list, but we're skipping it. Last question. Orbit, they've come out this season guns blazing. They were led by their talented DPS duo, Robe and Shinobu. Despite a tough loss to this Mr. Yeti carried Meta Rejects. Both of these DPS players, they do seem poised to lead Orbit to a top seed this stage. They do have matches left against Folklore Gaming, Good Boys, and Twilight Foxes remaining ahead of them. Do you buy or sell Orbit not losing a map the rest of the stage? That's right, a map. Buy or sell? Definitely.
Yeah, I mean that's saying they're perfect again. I just don't. I don't think you. No, like I couldn't say Godhand was perfect. There's no way I can say Orbit's perfect. I mean they're really good, but no, I don't think so.
Doug, what do you think?
I'm selling this one again. It's the not losing a map thing is what kills me. I mean,
Designed to make it take a bold stand, guys.
but they lost the map to Ski Free Yeti DPS.
Okay, let's be fair. It was not the Mr. Yeti DPS that did.
Right, but what I'm saying is they lost like 5 and a hard bot. Like, no offense, but a gold DPS player playing with GM teams is equivalent to, and trust me, I lost to a bot. I know what it's like. They're sneaky. Sometimes they get you. Sometimes
don't
NPC
call Ice a bot.
like gets like
nice.
one shot
Yeah,
by,
it was rough,
by,
actually. They
by
got
a,
one shot.
by a soldier. It
All
was
right.
it was sad.
NPC, go ahead.
I also sell. All I have to say is any given Wednesday. You know, I love Orbit as much as, and probably more than the next guy because of their beautiful, beautiful logo. But not dropping a map, that's a tall order. I mean, Folklore Gaming, Good Boys, Twilight Foxes, they're not the strongest team, but overconfidence is a flimsy shield, okay? And if Orbit doesn't take those threats seriously, they're going to end up losing more than just one map.
Just pull a Zen.
I did. Thank you very much for noticing.
Finally, Bard finished it off.
You know what? Seeing as I don't have to eat a pepper if I'm wrong here, I'm gonna buy. Just because I think you guys like I had Cell written down and then y'all dug right into Orbit, and I'm gonna be honest, I didn't realize that they were playing Folklore, Good Boys, and Twilight Foxes as their last
It's
map,
literally in the
so,
question.
Yeah.
It's literally written down on the question.
I think Good Boys maybe take one. Maybe. But yeah, I'll buy it. I think they can close it out.
All right. Thanks very much, guys. Buy or sell. That is it. Go ahead and rip us apart on Twitter. We fully expect it. And honestly, we just don't. Just don't even care.
Get your giveaways in
But,
right
you know,
now.
Get your
Put them on
giveaways
the
in right now.
contract.
You have like 5 seconds. And if you don't get your giveaways in right now, you can cash in your scrim bucks on Twitter later. So there we go. All right. Comms check coming up now, brought to you by Caden. Here we go.
Come on, come on, come on.
Eurobeat is bards like smelling salt.
3, 2, 1.
The Gronk has been acquired. What is within the drink today? It's 2 Red Bulls, 2 Rock Stars. What was the other one? 2 Kickstarters, and then some Coke.
She'll actually think you're being serious and stop eating my shoe. No.
Oh, God, this G Fuel tastes like ass. But I put ice in it.
Baptiste here.
www. Old woman!
Oh, I hit her.
Oh. Oh, I got her.
Oh.
Piggy.
No,
Pushing the window.
Baby.
Baby Diva. Guys, I think we found the comp, guys.
They have no honor, but neither.
I've been telling you guys they were pushing the cart.
Mercy on close.
Okay.
Yo, hi editor.
All right, thank you, Caden, for
Good
that
job,
wonderful comms check montage. Guys, get your clips for the comms check. Make them good. Don't submit 60-second long random singing K-pop, Bard.
That is Eurobeat.
I don't care. It
Thank you
still
very
sucks.
I am offended.
What's the difference?
Still
That
bad.
is deja vu. That is a classic.
Anyways, moving
Sandstorm,
on.
get the
We
fuck
need more clips, more montage stuff. Guys, we want to talk about you on the podcast and not just make fun of Good Boys the entire time. Please,
true.
please submit your stuff for the podcast. We would love to have more of it on there. Get more highlights, more comms checks. It's all fun. Please get it in there. I am making some people mad today, but what are you going to do? The question marks in chat are just
Hose mad.
Hose mad.
Hose mad. All right. Announcements. Really quick here, guys. We have one announcement or two announcements. First off, congratulations. Captain Jack promoted to community liaison and moderating. Congratulations on that one, guys. Or congratulations to that one for you, Captain Jack. Been here a short time, been a huge part of the community. So congrats to Captain Jack. Definitely excited to have you on the staff team. Looking forward to seeing what you can bring to the squad during Admin Pugs during Event Week. By the way, guys, Event Week is in 3 weeks. We submitted the signups to the team GMs. There is a disappointing level of signups so far, and I've heard some people say, "Oh, but I have scrims that week. Oh, but you know, guess
for your big game,
for your big match that week." And yeah, is that what it is? It's for charity, guys. We want you to be a part of it. It's a lot of fun. We raised $2,000 last year for Rise Above the Disorder. We want to go big this season. If you're on a team and you know who your GM is and they haven't submitted their stuff to us yet, go into your team Discord right now. I know you all have your team Discord. I know you do. Go in there right now, type in @ and then whoever your team GM is. For instance, if you're on Modify, go type @Whitmitten because I know they haven't submitted it yet. If you're on Steel Team Spuds, go type @Mr. Yeti because he hasn't submitted it yet either. I'm sorry. Go into, you know, get on that right now.
And if you're on a team and you
tell
don't know
them,
who your GM is,
hey,
you've got problems.
Exactly.
Yeah, find a new team.
Get in on this stuff, guys. This is fun. It's your one opportunity to do something really cool like this that we have during the season. Get in here. It's a lot of fun, guys. We really
teabagging is allowed.
And yeah, you can teabag the shit out of your opponents.
Teabagging is allowed during Event Week for charity.
Right. It's for the kids.
Encouraged.
It's for charity.
So for everybody that thinks that teabagging should be allowed, they should be in here. I don't know. Yeah. They're all like, we should teabag. It's a sign of respect for my
enhances the game. I don't understand what that is.
No, we've heard that one. Trust me.
Yeah. Right? People that claim that this is their opportunity, and they're like, nah, I don't. Nah.
No, I got Samurai
Warriors.
Yeah. Okay.
Now you can respect them all you want.
All right, moving on. After the tryhards come after me in my DMs here.
You told them to @Mr. Yeti.
I did.
So.
Well, no, that's Steel Team Spuds just told them to do that to me. All right, predictions, guys. We have five exciting matches to predict as well as your upside special. Let's start with Ultraviolet versus Phantasmal, your Harmony tier feature coming up on Tuesday. Deathknot, who you got?
Man, I think this will be a good game because they're both really comparable right now. You know, I'm thinking Ultraviolet takes it like 3-2. I think it's like really close, but I think these teams are like kind of right, like in the same spot. So,
Doug, what do you think?
Insider information here. I'm using it. I'm gonna go say that it's gonna be Ultraviolet taking this one over Phantasmal.
Mm-hmm. All right. NPC, what do you got?
I also have Ultraviolet over Phantasmal. I have no insider information. I just believe in Malalia and Rainbow as a support line. So
polls are not working right now. Sorry about that. Bard, what do you think?
I think I do have the insider information, but just to not even, I'll just pretend it doesn't exist, and I'm still going to say UV beat Phantasmal 3-2 if the game happens.
Thursday, we bring you the feature match, the Indigo A tier teams, or the Indigo A pool teams, pardon me. Aces, Tailwind, or Deathknot, what do you think?
All right, everybody's going to hate this. I'm going to finally be bold, though. I'm going to say Aces 3-1. I think Aces is like the sleeper team. So, for sure.
Doug, what do you think?
All right, Aces 3-1, so not that bold.
Not that bold.
Okay.
I believe in Aces.
NPC, what about you?
I feel like Tailwind's the...
For once, I'm the bold one, but this is definitely, once again, the match of the week to watch Thursday right here on the Tranquility Discord channel, or the Tranquility Twitch channel for the Discord finals, Discord tier. Anyway, whatever. Aces versus Tailwind. I have Tailwind 3-2. I want to see a map 5, boys. I want to see a map 5. I want to see this game go all the way.
Bard,
Tailwind take it.
What you got?
I'd like to first point out that we've had NPC say that 2 different maps will be the map of the week. 2 different matches will be the match of the week. I got Tailwind winning 3-1. I think this one won't be a bad match. I think it'll be super close. I think Tailwind just have that clutch factor.
All right. Transcendence tier feature match Friday, recorded Wednesday. airing on Friday. Otaku Empire taking on Lucid. Death Knot, who you got in this one?
I'm saying Otaku Fora. I think it's just an easy game for them, personally. I mean, Lucid, yeah. Well, it's kind of hard because, Lucid, Sully, but still, I think it's a 4-0. I'm just going to stick with it. It's 4-0.
Doug, what about you?
I say Otaku 4-0, but a close 4-0.
Close 4-0.
NPC, what about you?
I also have Otaku. This is going to be the game of the week to watch on Friday, right here. No, it's going to be Otaku. The score is going to be over 9,000.
And Bard, what about you?
I also have Otaku winning, but I think I have the boldest take here. But I think Lucid take it to a map 5. I think it's going to be 3-2.
Just the turnaround of Lucid?
I think Lucid don't want to break up as a team here, so they have to win a couple maps or...
Got it.
Yeah.
I've been there.
Sorry, guys.
I've been there. Heckin' Habaneros taking on One Tricks in your YouTube feature. Sorry about the delays on these guys. We've had some issues on the rollout, but we should be resolving those today, I believe. But they are in process of getting fixed up right now. But Heckin' Habaneros, One Tricks, your YouTube feature. Death Knot, who you got in this one?
I'm thinking Hobbs 3-1. I don't know. I just think Hobbs. I think they're good. I think they're really good right now, and they're kind of like hitting their stride. And yeah, I'm gonna keep going.
Doug, what about you?
4-0 Habaneros.
Wow. Believing in the mix ready. I can't believe you did that.
He gets out of brig jail, so.
True. Is that a good thing, though?
Mix ready Moira inbound.
Yeah, I believe in it more in brig jail, I think.
It's true. Anyways, NBC, go ahead.
You know what? It's going to be close. I think we're going to go Habaneros. It's going to be 3-1, but it's going to be a close 3-1.
Bard, wrap up this one.
Once again, I think I'm bringing the most spice here. I think 3-2 Heckin' Habaneros. I think One Tricks are going to force out. I think One Tricks are going to try for that reverse sweep and then lose in map 5.
All right. Heckin' Habaneros, One Tricks. That'll be on YouTube. Stay tuned for more information about that one. Your Twitter match of the week. These matches, by the way, are chosen. We pick one match per tier based on whatever the closest in the voting is, based on the predictions and polls channel. So I pull whatever one is the closest one in each tier that's not already being picked. So we had in this one, the winner on that was Bird Society Hawks taking on Tempest in Discord tier action. Death Knot, what do you think?
Man, I think BSH, Bird Society Hawks, that name's so weird to me. I don't know why, but I think they're like one of the I think everybody thinks they're really good, but I think they're like even better than people think they are. So I'm thinking 3-1.
Doug, what about you?
I'm also 3-1 Hawks.
NPC.
You know what? I really want to see Tempest win this one, but I think I also have to go 3-1 to the Bird Society Hawks.
All right, and Bard, go ahead.
Why do I have all the non-conformal takes in this
dumb.
week? Look, if any of you pay attention to memes the way I do, you'll know that birds aren't real. They're actually government surveillance drones. So I think that the government surveillance drones society just isn't gonna bring it. I don't think they'll stand up to the storm. I think Tempest won 3-2 because they're pretty angry about their loss last week.
I like that, but the storm, that's good. I like it. That's good.
Look at you. That's some prep.
All right. Yeah. Last but not least, your upset special. Death Knot, what do you got?
Wait, I'm gonna stick with Ignis again. I know they like.
You're jinxing them, bro.
We're so sorry, Ignis.
But no, I think Ignis is. I think they're a good team, man. I feel like they've shown really good look. They got freaking rolled by Exodus, but Exodus is insane. But they had some really good looks in that game, and I don't know. I think they're gonna start turning it around now. I think they're a much better team.
Doug, what do you think?
I have Volume 0 winning 3-1 over Not My Meta. I think Volume 0 is going to surprise, and everyone loves Not My Meta right now because they know players on the team. That's why people get off my land, is because they're like, I like those guys. They're cool.
Oh, do they really?
Yes.
Okay.
Most of them.
Okay.
NPC, what about you?
You know what? I'm gonna pick the team full of players I like, and I'm gonna pick Potatoes 3-1 over Pantheon.
Let's go.
Okay, it's 23-40 in the thing, so I think this is a big upset. Potatoes can pull it off. they've got a new pickup in Mrs. Yeti. This is her maiden name here. But anyway, they got a big pickup there. That'll give Surfy a break because I could see Surfy kind of getting exhausted sometimes on main tank. So hopefully they'll be able to rotate them out.
Oh, you think Surfy's gonna...
We might see. We might see.
You think I'm playing main tank, bro?
Yeah,
that's right. I'll take it. It's gonna be too. It's gonna be too often.
Anybody's playing main tank
or something. Okay.
All right, Bard, what do you got?
Well, the Year of Biased Bard has returned. I think Prodigious are gonna 3-2 upset Exodus. So I have some insider information that proves this. They have no idea what they're doing this entire season, and they've given up 5 points. So I think that just rolling chaos is gonna just completely overwhelm Exodus, and their brains are gonna shut off, and they're gonna lose.
Your brain shut off when you came up with that prediction too?
Yeah.
All right, I just wanted to
special
check.
is just worst bold prediction. So come on.
It's just worse.
Wow.
I mean, jeez.
I love
All
Prodigious, but
all right.
Yeah, I don't win that.
All right, guys. Bold prediction right there from Bard. We will see if that pans out or if Cryptic Force goes cryptic. Exercise. I don't know what to say there. I'm still. You've rendered me absolutely dumbfounded and speechless. Let's just wrap the podcast, guys. For all these guys here, I'm somebody. We'll see. We'll see you guys later. Bye.
Bye.
Experience tranquility. Pass into the iris.